Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and we're going to talk about the media. And the media likes to tell people that work from home fatigue is everywhere, and employees are dying to get back to the office because they're getting harassed by their cat who just wants to be in their lap, and it's exhausting. Yeah, media prints a lot of fake narratives, and they get paid to do so. And it's no coincidence. Those narratives are all kind of hitting the airwaves as some Fortune 500 companies are trying to get their staff to go back to the office, right? And those Fortune 500 companies are finding out that they don't really pay enough to get people to go back to the office in major metropolitan areas, which are super expensive, have really badly maintained infrastructure, and aren't really all that safe anymore because local governance is not super competent, right? And so they're experiencing all these roadblocks and difficulties getting their staff back. I think some of the finance industries in New York City, they can't even achieve 60% back in the office, and that's after they said you all have to be back in the office. People are just like, nah, I'm not gonna do it, and they can do that now because frankly their wages have gone way down, not actually down, but the buying power of the wages have gone down as inflation has gotten out of hand. And, it costs a lot of money to live in a city. And the cities aren't great right now. They're not like super fun like they used to be. So generally, you're seeing a lot of people over 30, in fairness, a lot of people over 30 just being like, yeah, I'm not going back. You can't make me. You don't pay enough to make me. There's a staffing crisis on, and I can just go work somewhere else. So, a lot of the media narratives on work from home fatigue, they're fiction. Let's just be honest, they're just fiction. Fiction that somebody got paid to produce. Now, there's something, though, that never gets talked about. A lot of people who live with their kids. Loud kids, many kids, crazy kids, kids with, special needs. A lot of people who live with a spouse or a roommate or a family member who is abusive, physically, emotionally, And listen, do we hope that those people can get out of those situations and move out and not be exposed to an abusive, person in their life? Yeah, of course. But reality stinks sometimes, and it might not be easy for that person to see a way out of that situation. And maybe going to work was an escape for that person, right? And listen, we all have friends who live in bad places: roaches, rats, vermin, rough neighborhoods, loud neighborhoods, stressful neighborhoods, scary neighborhoods. Sometimes those individuals want to get out of their home, which is not the most awesome home, and they want to go to a workplace for a little while, a little bit of a break, right? Notably, none of these situations ever make it into any of the media narratives about work from home fatigue. But they're very real. They exist. People are dealing with this right now. And yes, they are the minority of people in terms of the question of, do you want to work from home or no? Generally, not too many people say, no, I'd like to go to work every day. I love that commute. Makes me happy. I love living in this city with bad infrastructure and bad safety and high taxes, where no one actually gets helped, even though we pay so many taxes, right? Like, that's a rare attitude, that desire to be in the office. But those people do exist. And employers are going to have to make room for people who want to return to the office. And they're going to have to figure out ways to keep working with people who don't want to return to the office. Because if they don't do both of those things, they're not going to be able to lure in the talented team members, the talented employees, the experienced employees that they need. So over the next 2 to 3 years, we're going to watch a lot of experiments happen. We're going to see a lot of employers trot out different rules. Everybody back in the office. Whoa, where did our staff go? Oh, okay, nobody has to go in the office. It's weird because you guys don't log in on time, and we don't really, you're not working together. You're not having the same conversation, right? There's a tension here. There's a tension here that has to be worked out. it's not the hardest question in the world. I mean, there's ways, there's work groups, there's Slack, there's video chat, there's a million ways to achieve kind of the synergies of working in an office together. There's ways to achieve giving some employees access to an office, but not forcing all employees to be in the office, right? These are surmountable obstacles. These are not problems on par with string theory or the expanding universe, right? Like, I think we can figure these out. But I also think it might take a year or two because there's going to be a lot of people trying a lot of different things. And over time, we'll gain a kind of a consensus on what works and what doesn't work and where to draw the lines and how this is going to go down. Anyways, I just kind of wanted to speak to this topic. I guess I'm not really telling you anything new, but I just noticed a lot of the conversations on this topic are so absolutist. And I think that's mistaken, right? You can't say, nobody wants to return to the office. That is not true. You can't say, most employees are begging to get back in the office. That's definitely not true, right? So it's just time to look at this as a problem with many shades of gray and chop it up. Address little pieces of it one at a time and make it light work of kind of getting past this, I think. I think this could be a change for the better. I think many people will benefit from this change going forward. And I think we got what it takes to answer these questions. Anyways, take care, everybody. Like and subscribe if this was helpful. Tell me if it wasn't down below. I will do my best to take your criticism in stride and do better.